Twitter is putting into place what it calls election security protocols ahead of the midterms. In the middle of a contentious potential sale and legal wrangling around all of that, the social media giant says it wants to prevent misleading information about voting. But critics are already raising major concerns and crying foul. Correspondent Mark Meredith has details from Washington tonight. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening to you, Brett. Twitter says this is something it's done before, and not just before U.S. elections, but also in places like Australia and India. So starting today, Twitter says it's going to label or remove what it sees as misleading information about how, when, and where to vote. It's also vowing to remove content it believes is intended to undermine public confidence in elections. Now, the company is it's not saying everything, but in a statement today, Twitter says we aim to enable healthy civic conversation on Twitter while ensuring people have the context they need to make informed decisions about content they encounter. But since the last election, the social media giant has come under heavy scrutiny from both sides of the aisle for its speech policies, including by how it handled the New York Post coverage of Hunter Biden's laptop and the decision to terminate former President Trump's account. And while there's still questions about who's going to be moderating content, some tech experts tell Fox today the moves should keep users engaged.
I think what Twitter is doing is the right step for Twitter, its users, and what it views as its duty to keeping our elections safe and secure. But the wonderful thing is, if users are unhappy, we will just go somewhere else.
One platform that is trying to compete with Twitter, Getter, is criticizing today's move. Getter's founder, Jason Miller, writing, "We must not become numb to this kind of ideologically motivated censorship, which is a naked attempt from Twitter's liberal executives to control the outcomes of elections and the democratic process." Now, there's another concern ahead of the midterms, and that goes beyond Twitter, the possibility of cyber attacks on election infrastructure. Just this week, the Department of Homeland Security released a toolkit of cyber resources for local and state election officials, all meant to help alleviate concerns about hackers' abilities to disrupt those elections, which are coming up fast. Brett?
Yes, they are. Mark, thank you.